Hello guys, my name's Sarah, and the reason you probably clicked on this video is because you haven't revised and you've got some tests coming up and you've had some mocks that have completely scared you. But no worries, because today in this video I'm going to be telling you my top 10 tips of revision to help you get from a grade 3 to a grade 6. So let me show you how to do it. The first tip is honestly not talked about enough. This isn't really about revision, but you want to make sure you're eating enough, because if you don't eat enough, you won't have enough energy to learn new things and to be able to have the motivation to revise. So eat enough, guys. Even if it's just some snacks here and there every revision break, then go for it, because you need fuel. Food is your fuel in this case. You cannot go without food because you'll just be hungry and you'll be tired, and you don't want that. Okay, moving on to the next tip is don't make your free time all about revision. Don't just absolutely cram yourself and be like, oh my god, I have to do so much revision because you haven't done any and you've got no time. Like, that's just not going to work. Make sure you always leave some space for some free time to do things you like reading, going out with your friends. So do not worry about revising every hour you've got free, because that is not going to be very sustainable and you'll get bored of it really quickly. And tip number 3 is work in a quiet environment. So I usually like to work downstairs in my kitchen where there's a table, and I like to lay down all my stuff. And pretty much the house is quite quiet. But if your house isn't and you've got some siblings, dogs, just if your house is noisy, then definitely recommend going to a cafe or somewhere. Again, with a cafe you can go with a friend, and it's just another way to get out of your house and do revision. Tip number 4 is you want to be taking breaks during your revision. If you don't take breaks, then your brain won't be able to stop and think and take it all in. So if you just keep going at the revision, then it really won't be as effective as it would be if you had a break. So honestly, have a break, take your dog out, have a snack, you know, watch something for 15 minutes. You don't have to be revising constantly. Just as long as you have a break, then you guys will be good, and that way you give yourself a break from the revision, and then you'll feel refreshed when you go back to it again, and you won't feel like, oh, this is boring, and it will just keep you going and better motivation. Tip number 5, this is kind of similar to the first one, make sure you eat enough, but you want to make sure you sleep enough, because I cannot stress this enough. If you are tired and you just keep sleeping later and later every day, then there's no way new information is going to get in your head, because all that your body was looking for and needs is sleep, and instead of getting information in your head, all your brain will be thinking about is sleep. So any information that goes into your head, most of it will just be pushed out, and it's just not really efficient revision. So I definitely recommend getting as much sleep as you can, and by doing that, I don't know, to have some meditation, to have some more water, sleeping pills, night nurse. There's so many options to have better sleep, but definitely sleep more. On to tip number 6, you definitely want to make sure that you have no distractions around you. Like I said, noise, like being in the house, but make sure you put your phone away, or there's certain apps you can get that, you know, stop certain notifications come from certain apps, or just give your phone to a family member, be like, hey, can you just keep this for while I do revision? Because it's really important that when you're revising, you put all your focus and attention into the revision, because otherwise it can just get messed up and other things can interfere with that revision, and that way you won't really be doing that much efficient revision. Moving on to tip number 7, this is more of a revision technique and what works for me. So I like doing mind maps. Mind maps are very good. Also post-it notes just around the house, anywhere you go, like brush your teeth, like you can always look at that post-it note. Somewhere where you fill up your water bottle might be a place, somewhere where you put on your shoes, you know, anywhere. And once you know them post-it notes, sorry guys, I had a quick bit of a change because I was a bit cold. Once you know them post-it notes, then just take them off and just put new ones on again and again. It doesn't hurt to put as many post-it notes as you want, you know, as long as it will get into your head. That's the most important thing. So just keep doing it, place it everywhere, on your walls, on your door. I know I have loads of, you can't really see in the camera that well, but I have loads of marks on my walls from blue tack, from the paper I've stuck on my wall. Thank God I'm getting it painted soon, but that's not the point. It's just, you need to make sure you're able to see all these notes all the time. Also, you definitely want to make loads of flashcards, you know, give them to your family, your friends, you know, at break, after dinner, in the morning. Just keep getting them to ask you some questions, because the more you ask the questions and the more you play it in your head, then the more it will actually stick in your head. And that's what I've learned with when I'm trying to revise something or trying to get it in my head. Just keep going over it again and again and again, and eventually it will stick in your head because of the repeated process that you keep doing. Okay, tip number 8 is that there are so many resources online that you can get to help you do some revision. So for example, I know there's this app called Know Unity, and you can get it on App Store, and basically it has loads of resources of other people's revision to help you revise, and you can use notes of their work and then write it down yourself. And also it can just be a better way to see how someone else's interpretation of a poem or just anything it can be, and use that in your own way to help you improve. Also, I know there's loads of YouTube videos, so for example in science, in my mocks I got a grade 3, which is absolutely awful for me because I really thought I was going to pass, but when I came out in the GCSEs I actually passed with a 6, which I was so happy about. But let me tell you, the only reason that was because of free science lessons on YouTube, and I definitely recommend him if you're struggling with science and kind of are more of a listener learner. And he's honestly amazing. He does short videos that help you and they're very, very informative, so definitely go to his channel because them videos are so good. Okay, tip number 9 is listen to some white noise music or some sort of relaxing music to help you focus. So I know this isn't the case for everyone, because personally for me to revise I like listening to my normal music and music that I like, but if you are someone that gets distracted easily, that is not the case for you, because then you'll just be focusing on the music and not the actual work, and you don't want that to happen because you don't want you're trying to learn to get interfered with something else. And the final step is to make sure you have a revision timetable. Now these are super easy to make. No one said they had to be really complicated. It just has to have time of the day and the week layout, either Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday, honestly doesn't matter, whatever works with you, but make sure you have enough revision throughout and make sure you have enough free time as well. I know when I was in school the teachers were like, oh, you should be doing about 8 hours a day or 8 hours during the weekend of revision, and that is honestly not the case. That will just tire you out, no information will go in your head, and you'll honestly just be burnt out by the time it actually comes to the exams. So you just want to make sure you're having enough breaks, you're getting your sleep, you're getting your food, and if you do all these steps correctly, then hopefully they should help you improve as well, just like they did me. Anyways guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. I wish you guys luck on your test because gosh, I know it can be so stressful, but don't worry, you've got this. If you follow these tips then you'll absolutely smash it. Bye guys.